Hey travelers, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about common mistakes I see people making when they're setting up their new credit card. Getting a new travel credit card can be so exciting, but people make some common mistakes that ends up hurting them more than it ends up helping them. Today we're covering some of the best practices for setting up a new credit card. These are the same tips that I use to increase my credit score by over 250 points. This is going to be super helpful for anyone who's trying to improve their credit score so they can get some of the top travel credit cards, or for those who want to save money on everyday spending by not falling into any of these common mistakes. Make sure you watch all the way through the end so you don't miss any of these mistakes that can be affecting your credit score. Okay, so let's hop in. Hey, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Guy, and on this channel, we give you the tools and tips you need to travel on any budget. If that's something you're interested in, subscribe now so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Okay, so setting up a travel credit card can be really exciting, but if you don't do it the right way, you can actually end up doing more harm than good. This isn't financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but these are some of the tips and techniques that I've used to increase my own credit score. Okay, so the first mistake I see all the time is missing a payment, and this one is critical. Your payment history represents about 35% of your overall credit score. There's no factor that's more important than this one. And the answer is so simple. It's just setting up autopay. It's never been easier. Most of these credit cards allow you to just go straight to their website or their app and sign up for autopay in seconds. There's no reason for you to miss a payment. This part is a no-brainer and should be applied for any credit card that you're setting up right away. There's no excuse for you to miss a payment ever. Once you set this up, link it to your bank account. It should only take you a couple minutes. So number 2 is only paying the minimum balance. There is a myth that you need to carry a balance to improve your credit score, and it's exactly that, a myth. It could not be further from the truth. Make sure that you are paying your balance off in full each month. When you only pay the minimum balance, you're going to start accruing interest, and any benefits you could possibly get from travel credit cards and getting points and miles is going to get wiped out by that interest. A lot of these cards come with really high interest payments. So if you're planning on carrying a balance to improve your credit score, that's not going to work. So make sure you're not just paying off the minimum, but you're paying off your full balance each month. All right. And number 3 is spending money you don't have. Now, I know a lot of the travel credit cards come with these really enticing welcome offers, these sign-up bonuses, where you typically have to spend a certain amount, maybe $1,000, maybe $3,000 in a given period of time, usually 3 to 6 months. Now, if your normal spend doesn't align with those bonuses, don't chase these. You should be treating your credit cards just like a debit card and only spend money that you already have. If you go and chase with extra spending, then just like the point we talked about before, you might just end up carrying a balance, and that might end up costing you more. And this is a pretty common mistake. So only sign up for cards if you're trying to get the bonuses that align with your spending habits, and don't spend money that you don't have. Okay, so number 4 on the list is maxing out your credit limits. One of the things you never want to do is go above about 33% of your overall available credit. So if I have, let's say, $10,000 in credit, I want to stay under about $3,000 in spend. What happens is you become more risky as you go over that threshold, because it looks like you might just be running up a tab and not have the ability to pay it back. So I want to show the credit agencies that you have the ability to practice good credit management and spend under that threshold. What I recommend here is doing this across each of your cards. For each card, don't go over 30% to 33% overall of your overall limit. And even though in theory, this should affect your aggregate balance or all of your credit lines of credit combined. Now, because some cards don't report to each agency, use this rule for each individual line of credit. So let's say, for example, you have 3 different credit cards that in total aggregate to about $10,000 in credit limit. What you don't want to do is then put on, let's say, $3,000 on just one card and really max that out, because not every credit issuer reports to every credit bureau. So not every bureau will see each of your cards. So you might see less than that, and it might show your credit availability above that 30%. I recommend you stay below 30% on each of your credit cards. Another common myth is people think that you can only pay once a month and that's it. But don't wait. You don't have to wait. You can pay multiple times in a month and keep your credit limit down. Okay, mistake number 5 is withdrawing cash from your credit card. One thing to know is, unlike a debit card, your credit card is not supposed to be used for the ATM. When you pull money out of your account from your credit card, that acts as a loan that you're paying interest on right away. And so just like you don't want to carry a balance, you certainly don't want to carry that loan. Don't take out a loan from your credit card. And it's a common pitfall that I see people fall into. Okay, so number 6 mistake that I see is canceling credit cards with 0 annual fee. So another big factor into our overall credit score is our length of credit history or our overall age of accounts. So we want longer credit histories where we're showing a line of credit that has 10 years of history is going to do much better than an account that only has 1 year. As many lines of credit that we can get that have longer history of payment will help our credit score in the long run. So for that reason, we don't want to cancel these cards that have 0 annual fees because it doesn't cost us anything and it's helping our overall credit score. The other mistake that I see with canceling 0 annual fee credit cards is it's going to lower your overall available credit. And we're thinking about that 30% rule or 33% rule. By canceling a card, we've made it harder for ourselves because now we have less availability of credit. And we know that those payment histories represents about 30% of our overall credit score. We don't want to cancel cards with 0 annual fees. What I recommend is putting a charge on it like Netflix or Hulu or any of these subscriptions that are about 10, 15 bucks a month. Set that subscription up, set up auto pay, and then have that. You'll have a payment each month. Your card will stay active and you want to keep that account moving. Mistake number 7 that I see is not downgrading credit cards with annual fee. So we talked about how we don't want to cancel a credit card that has 0 annual fee because it doesn't cost us anything and it helps our credit score overall. Now, the same challenges that we talked about with the age of history and available credit will apply for cards with an annual fee. However, what if you don't want to pay the annual fee? Some of these cards have annual fees like the Chase Sapphire that has a $95 annual fee, or the Platinum card from American Express that has a whopping $550. So if we don't want to pay those annual fees, what we can do is instead of canceling, we can ask to downgrade to a product that has a 0 annual fee. So for example, with this Chase Sapphire, instead of paying that $95, we can ask to downgrade that to like a Chase Freedom Unlimited that will have 0 annual fee and will continue to carry that credit history. So we're not going to hurt our credit score overall. Okay, travelers, those are some of the common mistakes I see when folks are setting up their new travel credit cards. Let me know in the comments, which one of these mistakes have you made? And if you got any value from this, smash that like button, let the YouTube algorithm know that you want more videos like this, and subscribe so you don't miss our next video or any of our content. And hey, if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Instagram as well, where I post daily travel tips and inspiration. All right, travelers, until next time, peace.